We're ready to sing?
A one, a two and a half, three.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Joe. Happy birthday to you.
Hip, hip, hip.
Hooray!
Well, we've always been concerned about the future. You know, once Gemma and I are out of the scene.
Now, who'd like some cake?
Hey, one more time, cheese!
We all realise that succession planning is just so important as we age, and we're quite happy to delegate at this stage, but not completely abdicate our responsibilities.
Thank you.
We've been fairly fortunate in that the girls that our boys have chosen as their wives and partners have all been very interested in Joe and very supportive of the boys in their involvement with Joe. So that's been a big plus for us, really.
Joe's been it's been helped by Joe being very receptive to them.
Thanks, mate. Hey, you've got to take me over and see your house soon. I haven't seen your house with the floors in it yet. It was a pretty blunt question that was asked early on. Are you willing to be a part of Joe's life in the long-term future? My response was the same as my two other brothers who aren't Joe, and that was yes, of course, definitively. People might assume that their children or their siblings don't want to be involved when really they do. And I think even just asking that really simple question of are you going to be a part of you know, this person's life in the future, I think it's a really important one to ask.
And it's been really important for me, for my kids to spend time with Joe as well. So that's been really, really nice, and he really loves just being present. It's the guy. Make a movie. Yeah.
Dom. Oh yeah, yeah. And so
that's Dom. Tars isn't a big dream. I think the circle is a network, a support, and Joe's circle are his brothers, his parents, and their wives, and his relatives. Anyone who's in Joe's presence, supporting him and loving him and giving him the direction he's going to go in.
I'll open the meeting, 22nd of November, and President, myself as Chairman, and Dan as Secretary, and John as everything else. Because Gemma and Tom wanted some formality, there was a certain amount of reporting responsibility, and so just from my experience of having worked in other not-for-profit groups before, I felt that using a proprietary limited private company was the appropriate way to go. Now, John, that issue that you spoke with me about the other day, do you want to raise that now that we're in general business? It might be the time to raise that.
Sure, that was about the webinar.
Yeah. As a company, we don't act just on a unilateral basis. The executive decision is made by the directors. In the early days of Jodan, we're seeking external advice from groups like MAMRE and Crew. We workshopped a number of the ideas, and as an agenda item at the meetings, we still pick a number of those. We will discuss a couple of those every meeting, just to make sure that that vision that was set up is still appropriate, or if it is still appropriate, that we are following that. And so that's where we hope we're on track, trying to make sure that Joe's welfare is looked after.
The boys, that the Jodan directors will ultimately have full responsibility for him and plan and make decisions, but it may be one of their decisions that he needs to live closer to them, but that will be up to them to decide.
Now we're at Joe's new house, which has been recently renovated with a lot of work from family, especially my dad.
So this was enclosed, the kitchen was enclosed, was it?
Yeah.
That was it.
we're in the position to buy this house across the road from where we live. And, you know, it was a financial sacrifice for us, but we feel that, you know, long term, it's our gift to Joe, and the rest of the family were very supportive in this. We consulted them before we purchased the house, and his siblings all thought it was a great idea. And it just gives him his independence, and and his security, you know, which we feel quite happy about.
Joe will roll up a few of the papers today for work. We've got paper day today for work. You know how to roll them up there, Joe? Righto, we'll start rolling them up and get these papers out.
Joe went to a boarding school, a young teenager, and then moved into a group home at age 18. Became to realise that that wasn't the right environment for Joe.
G'day, Joe.
G'day, Bruce.
G'day, Rob. Here for your swimming in your gym. You go into the gym.
Hey Joe, how you doing today?
And you basically, you become mates. Even though I support Joe, we feed off each other, where if we do something in the garden, we do it together. 2, good Joe. 4, 5. My plan in this is supporting his parents and supporting Joe in these local activities, keeping aware of his diet, keeping him up to his exercises and the swimming, the gym, walking. How many laps you want to do today? 5 laps. Other projects he does is mowing lawns. He has a few local customers where he mows his own lawns here as well, and his parents' lawns over the road.
G'day, Anthony.
Hey, hello Joe.
Oh no, Joe.
How was your birthday party last week?
Birthday party.
Was it good?
Good.
What's good?
Yeah, all your friends and family there? That's
Talk.
right.
Ah.
Tony,
Torse.
Gemma,
Jeffrey.
Uncle Joe.
how have you been?
Good, thanks. How have you been? Bye.
Bye.
I will.
Right, how many laps you want to do, Joe? 5 laps? 5, okay. You ready?
Nice and fast.
Set, go.
Establishing Joe here is a work in progress, but all the signs are very positive at the moment. And I think the future's pretty good for Joe and certainly for Gemma and myself.
We're looking forward to many happy years with Joe across the road.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.